Alrighty, welcome back everybody to the Tradewaiters podcast, the comic book club where we read a different trade paperback every single week. I'm Daniel, you're Nathan. We're kind of matching. We're brothers.
Oh yeah. I didn't know you had a
we
Venom.
read comics.
Sorry, I didn't know you had a Venom shirt.
It's not very comfy. It's like from Target.
And it looks like it's one of those ironed-on ones.
Yeah.
Put that through the wash a couple times. It's just not surviving.
It gets like really hot, like just under this part.
Yeah,
you
dude,
know?
I hate that.
And then my tummy's just sweaty.
no, yeah, my chest gets sweaty so quick.
It's the worst.
But it's a cool shirt.
You know, I thought it was appropriate.
It is.
It'd be a great cutoff shirt soon, you know?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
it is appropriate because we read Venom.
Yep. We read Venom, the 2011 run. Did they? Is there a name?
Volume 2 of Venom? Like it's the second.
It's the first it's the first like
relaunch
reboot?
of Venom. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah, and then they just go straight to like, hey, let's make him like a agent for the government.
Yeah. Like the Venom way.
There wasn't like a title for this trade, was there?
Oh no, it's just Venom.
Just Venom. Yeah, the next ones have like titles, but interesting.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, we got different time codes in our description. We got the book, which is Venom, and we got Back Matter Matters in the poll list, but we start with the news.
Venom news.
Venom news, Nathan.
Venom news.
Fog, it's right on time.
Yeah, that was
spoilers
again
for Venom: The Last Dance. I know people want to go in blind.
Everyone's
sacred thing.
It's the movie event of the summer, or autumn.
Yeah,
Noel's gonna be in it,
which is
played by Norman Reedus. Did you know that?
Was that like announced?
That's like announced.
I don't think so.
Donny Cates confirmed it.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yeah. Which is really cool. What's not so chill is that this is a character created by Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman, and they're like, "What the fuck? Venom or Noel's gonna be in it?" So, and they aren't gonna get paid, I don't think, for it. So that sucks. But kind of cool that Noel's in a thing. I like have the issue 1 of this shit where like.
Do you have his first appearance?
Is that issue 1? Oh no, it's not.
It's like 2 or 3.
It's like 2 or 3. I might have 2 or 3 somewhere.
Those bitches are going up for like $300 right now.
Yeah.
Like the slabbed ones.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know, I thought about buying the first appearance of Noel and then having Donnie and Ryan sign it for
That's what
Comic-Con.
That's what a lot of people were doing.
But I did not.
Yeah.
And which is fine. I'm not like in it for turnover.
For money.
Yeah. For profits. So that's fine.
But it would have been kind of cool. But
cool.
That's sweet. I mean, it's interesting that they're pulling from characters that were created like less than 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say, or maybe just about 10 years ago. No, definitely less, I think. But you know, he's pretty cool. Everybody likes him. It seems like
Noel's cool.
He's got a good card in Marvel Snap, so that only helps popularity.
Yeah.
So I'll be interested to see him. It doesn't seem like he's gonna have a big role in it because we like just now saw him, and like the movie comes out next month or something. So
well, I think they are just hiding the villain.
They might have been.
And now that there is like a villain trailer, that this is probably gonna be the big bad, right?
Do you think this will be like the last Venom movie?
Yeah, probably.
What if they do an Agent Venom? Would you watch that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that sounds great.
I'd be so stoked.
Yeah, with Joe Manganiello because he's Flash Thompson.
Whoa. Yeah, super down.
Yeah, that sounds great.
He loses his legs or whatever.
And then that would be cool.
Do you have a Norman Reedus impersonation?
I don't know what he sounds like. I watched The Walking Dead. I don't know. I guess I would probably do like a Jason Statham type shit, but less British.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not what I'm not gonna do. Give me a line. Here, you be Venom. You be Tom Hardy's Venom.
Eddie.
No. Tom Hardy. Where he's like,
you can't just be eating people or whatever.
You have my symbiote. Give it back. Give it back.
That's valid.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what Norman Reedus sounds like.
No. It's basically just that, like a scratchiness.
Jason Statham without the accent, pretty much. I think that's a good casting. He's got the vibe, I think. Do you think they're gonna CGI his face to make it all like weird and contorted and shit?
No, that's just like a comic book thing.
Yeah, I do love the Stegman design. Do you think he's gonna have the big Venom sword? The Necro blade or whatever it's called,
Necro sword or whatever, or Is it Necroblade?
If he is riding a Venom Dragon, it's automatically a good movie. I still haven't seen Absolute Carnage or the last one, but I'm probably going to watch this third one now that Noel's in it.
Wait, I thought we were going to watch it. You were going to watch it with me?
I'll watch it with you if you invited me, but I haven't seen the second one.
I was
just going to skip it.
I thought us and the homies were going to go see it, dude.
I'm down with us and the homies going to see it. Parker would be down.
Yeah.
So that'd be cool.
It'd be cool. When they didn't show his face at first, I'm like, maybe they got their like dreamcasting or whatever, which was like Keanu Reeves. I don't think that'd work.
I don't think it'd work.
But like they think it would.
Yeah.
I think that'd be crazy.
That would be kind of cool. But alas, they did not. What other news we got?
Nathan, you like Magic?
Like the
X-Men Magic?
Like the card game?
No.
Yeah, I do.
She's got a new book coming out January 8th.
Nice. I did see this.
By Ashley Allen and Herman Peralta.
Very cool. I like solo X-Men stuff. I'm glad that they're leaning into a lot of that because they got a Mystique thing coming out.
Got a Mystique.
A Mystique. They got a Magic coming out.
Yeah, you like a X-Men solo series,
and more. Yeah, I do. Typically, they got Wolverine coming out, but he'll always be. That's like not irregular.
Mm-hmm.
And Dazzler's coming out right now. Apparently, that's good. So I like it. I like the solo stuff. There's a lot of X-Men out right now, which is cool. Because if you like that shit, you're eating well. So we'll see what get canceled. Daniel, Grant Morrison probably going to be on an Ice Cream Man comic.
Like anthology or something? Or
something like that. It was Image Comics just posted Grant Morrison in like a little picture, and there was some ice cream behind it. So people are just saying, I mean, it seems like he would be in an Ice Cream Man type thing. So we'll see what happens.
Are they have they had other names with ice cream?
No other names with ice cream to my knowledge, but let me look real quick.
That'd be cool. Maybe they do like Ice Cream Man is like kind of like their creep show kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where they have like just,
I think they have a creep show.
Different artists and stuff like that. Yeah, but like more.
Daniel, hot news. Snot Girls returning by Brian Lee O'Malley. That's pretty cool. That only got like 5 issues in and then it like stopped.
No, there was a couple trades.
Was there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. But it's coming back.
Nice.
As I look at their Twitter account.
Yeah, Snot Girl had 18 issues.
Oh, really?
Or 15 issues. So, yeah, I heard that was good.
I did too.
Nathan, Dexter Original Sin has a release date for December 13th.
We're going to read the Dexter comic finally?
We sure are. I'm stoked on it.
December
13th.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Sweet.
First episode on Stars or whatever.
Very exciting.
Yeah. Nathan, have you heard about the new book called Time Slide coming this December?
No.
Coming out on Christmas. Because you think the shops are going to be open on Christmas Day?
Christmas Day? I don't know.
Yeah, this comes out December 25th.
I hope not.
By Steve Fox and Ivan Fiorelli. And it is a Bishop and Cable time travel book.
Oh, cool.
And I think it's going to fucking rip.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
I've
never thought of those two being together, but they both definitely have guns and time travel. So
so they'll definitely be together and it will work perfectly fine.
Dude, Christmas is on a Wednesday.
Maybe digitally it'll be released Wednesday.
It'll probably, digitally. And then I hope comic shops are closed. You know? But, we'll see.
Nathan, you know the upcoming animated Spider-Man show, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man?
Yes.
It's getting a comic.
Yes, it is. I thought we knew that.
Maybe.
I
just heard about this.
Cool. I did see that. I don't know if I care.
Is Tom Riley on it or
no?
No. Okay.
I would have been more hyped about it. He's doing like
maybe
Duke or something.
Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else.
Yeah. I mean, it's got like Tom Riley-esque style, but
yeah, like the retro kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I was thinking of Leonardo Romero, and he did the cover. Yeah, art's gonna be by Eric Gapster, written by Christos Gage.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like Christos Gage. He's been on some stuff. I think he writes for the Daredevil Netflix show. I see his name pop up, and I'm like, that was a good episode. He did a good job.
Good job.
He writes comics. There's going to be a new Champions book coming out next year.
Oh.
It's called New Champions, so that's how you really know it's new. Let's see if they have the casts. The people doing it is writer Steve Fox from Spider-Woman and Time Slide. Ooh. We just talked about it as hot news. And artist Ivan Fiorelli from Daredevil, Woman Without Fear, and Timeslide.
Whoa, we had connecting news you didn't even know.
We did have connecting news.
Are you just searching Twitter right now, looking for news?
No, I'm looking at this cover, and I don't know any of these people. I think it's going to be new people.
Wow, they are new champions, Nathan.
New champions. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So maybe that'll be cool. What else you got?
Nathan, what if Mickey and friends became the Fantastic Four?
Mickey, Mr. Fantastic, Goofy,
Oh,
The Thing.
I think you're right so far.
Minnie, obviously Invisible Woman. And so then that would mean that Donald Duck is Human Torch.
Goofy is the Human Torch, and then Donald Duck is the Thing.
Ah, I had those switched.
So pretty close.
You know, that... Oh, dude, Donald Duck looks so good as the Thing. Okay, yeah, they're cooking.
Yeah.
I fear they ate.
Yeah.
That seems fun.
Just another one of those like Disney what if Marvel things.
Those are kind of cool.
I think they're fun. I haven't read any, but I have one.
Mm-hmm. I read part of the Infinity Gauntlet Scrooge book.
Infinity Dime,
but it's kind of dense, so I haven't finished it yet. It's on the pile, though.
Jason Aaron just had one issue to get everything he wanted in there.
Yeah, he was cooking, so.
Yeah, then we got a trailer for Dog Man.
That is a comic, isn't it?
It sure is.
That just came up on my newsfeed.
Whoa.
Cool. That's from... Fuck, what's his name? Dave. Something? Dave? Polsky?
Polinsky?
Something like
that. The creator of Captain Underpants.
Yeah. Also a comic.
Also a comic.
Who's playing Dog Man? Do you know?
If you knew anything about Dog Man, you know that Dog Man doesn't talk, Nathan.
Oh, he doesn't?
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever read Dog Man.
It's a fucking dog's head.
Dog Man movie.
But the villain, well, I guess Dog Man before he became Dog Man, when just the man part was voiced by somebody.
Yeah.
But Pete Davidson playing the bad guy.
Isla Fisher.
Does it show his like character?
Pete Davidson's character?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like Cat Kid or something. I don't know.
Pete Davidson. That's cool. That's a good pull.
It looks pretty cool actually. I'm optimistic.
Oh, I see the cat.
But yeah, that comes out January 31st.
That's fun. Yeah, I never read any Dog Man. I see it in the grocery store like book section.
Do you?
All the time.
I see it on Comixology
and I'm
stuff.
like, this is comics right here.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. Comics in the grocery store. It's what people want.
Yeah.
That guy probably has fat stacks.
Probably, yeah.
All the Captain Underpants and Dog Man apparently. So
movies
with Kevin Hart in it.
Because he does the art and the
writing, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he probably like owns the property in conjunction with like Scholastic or whoever. But
right.
Good for him. That's what we like to see.
Hell yeah. What book did we read this week, Nathan?
Dan, we read Venom.
Venom
by Rick Remender. Is it Tony Moore?
Yeah.
Tony Moore, Danny Mickey, and Tom Fowler.
With a very misleading cover.
It is very misleading. I mean, we do see him look like this and like a little bit of it, but I think it would have... I think they didn't want to stir people away from like, wow, look at this jarring new design or whatever. But even though it looks great. It's like such a good redesign.
Yeah, it's cool for like what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, because this is like the Agent Venom arc. It's like the beginning of that with Flash Thompson being Venom instead of Eddie Brock. And I think it's pretty cool. I think it's kind of a fresh take for the character.
This cover is by Joe Quesada.
Whoa, he still got it, man.
Yeah, I mean, 13 years ago he had
it, and I think he still has it now.
Probably.
So, but yeah, I had a really good time with this. It's, you know, nothing too dense, I would say. There's a lot of action. They were like, how do we make Venom cooler? And the answer is give him a gun and shoulder pads. So
yeah,
and I think it worked. It was pretty cool. I like seeing like little tendrils come out, and he's holding like an M16 type shit, and he's shooting people. I think the story itself was a lot different than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah,
but it does make sense. It's kind of like espionage type stuff, where they just like, hey, we got a problem. We'd like to only send one guy in to fix it, and so they just send Venom in.
I kind of expected it to be kind of like a team, you know, like.
Well, he is in Thunderbolts.
Age of Venom?
Yeah.
Okay.
At some points.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
But like when they just send him to go do some stuff, it's it seems weird. Like I feel like this
think you'd have a
character
team.
just looks like it would be in a team environment.
Yeah.
There'd be other people like foot soldiers that like have like the same kind of armor, just not the symbiote on them.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and they got a mission. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and there's expendables.
Nope, they just drop him in from a helicopter and they're like, you do it. So, but yeah, I think just like the situations that they put him in, it does make sense that it's a little wacky with like random Marvel characters being in it. It just like took turns that I wasn't expecting, but I still enjoy it. I think like the first arc is like 4 issues, and then there was like a 5th issue in here still. It's kind of like a transitional one.
Yeah, they give us a filler issue, Nathan.
Yeah, pretty much. But I think there's actually some pretty good stuff in there that's not like, this is a super action heavy book for the first 4 issues, and then that last one's more like character sort of development type stuff and like
Right.
character work. And I wish that was just kind of sprinkled into this, like the first 4 issues, rather than just like
Right.
shoving all the deep emotional stuff into like the 5th issue. You know, I think it would have worked a little bit better if it was kind of spread out, all of it spread out throughout the 5 issues.
It kind of reminds me of like Donny Cates' run on Venom, because you have like
Yeah.
the Rex arc,
Yeah.
where all this crazy shit happens.
Mhm.
Then at issue like 6 or 7 or whatever, he's like sad,
Yeah.
and there's something about a kid
Yeah,
or whatever.
and Venom's a dog. Do you remember that?
Yeah, and then that arc was like that stuff,
Mhm.
you know, and it just seemed like weird, such like an odd transition.
It was very jarring for a very short, like 5-issue run. I remember in that, but they also had Venom. Remember Venom?
I remember when it came out, I didn't read it though.
It was Venom in Vietnam. I read it pretty good. It's more like Rex stuff, so
Right.
I like that. But I remember enjoying it at the time. That was like right in the middle of the Venomania at the time.
Right.
So pretty cool. So let's get into this.
Where are we, Nathan?
We're in Northvekistan.
Ooh, very
I don't know
nice.
if that's a real place. Probably is.
You don't know Nor
It says Eastern Europe,
Norvekistan.
but I'm going to look it up.
It's not real.
It's not?
No.
They made this up?
Made it up.
What a fucked up name.
Have you ever heard of that?
No, I haven't, but I haven't heard of every place in the world, Daniel. I'm not that well traveled. I've been to more continents than you, but like I'm not that well traveled.
Whoa. Okay, that's true, yeah.
Have you been to Asia? Tell me all about all the Asian places you've been, Daniel, please.
Yep. Spicy stuff.
So yeah, they're in Northvekistan. There's some sort of war happening that becomes aided by UN peacekeepers that are equipped with Iron Man armor.
Pretty cool.
Very cool. Very strange start to this. I didn't expect to see like an Iron Man type guy first before Venom.
Yeah,
'Cause
can't
I was
read
like,
anything
okay.
without the Avengers getting involved,
Yeah.
you know?
I do like that idea though, like UN army people in like Iron Man suits. I think it's kind of cool. But they're all killed, Daniel, by the villain Jack-O-Lantern, who's using Antarctic vibranium bullets to like melt away their armor. And Jack-O-Lantern is working for some mysterious man, some shadowy figure who's just looking at everything from a monitor. And he's using Jack-O-Lantern to find the creator of the Antarctic vibranium bullets and use his knowledge so that they can fabricate some of their own. But lots of very sci-fi ideas at the beginning. You got the UN, Iron Man people. There's some like, Jack-O-Lantern I think looks really cool, but he doesn't get like as much play as I feel like he maybe should for how cool I think he looks,
Yeah, Jack-O-Lantern's awesome.
Yeah, he's great.
Designed by John Paul Leon.
Really?
Yeah. He's the
Whoa.
co-creator.
Do you know what series that was?
He was like a Spider-Man issue,
Was it? Yeah. Okay. That's kind of cool. I didn't know that.
I think.
Fun little fact from Daniel.
Yeah.
They
I like to Google stuff. This page is brutal. Where it's this guy's face melting.
Yeah, it's like his face melting in the helmet. It does suck. There's like a line that Jack-O-Lantern says where he likes to scoop the insides of people's heads out like a Jack-O-Lantern.
Oh, I missed that. I like that though.
And I'm like, that's kind of silly.
Such a silly villain.
Like, do you think he like cuts the top of the head open too? Like, sure,
How you gonna
would
get in
right? To go through the neck hole.
The neck hole?
Yeah, but
To get to the brain?
to get to you have to do a little bit of work for sure. But yeah, I just think that's like a funny little detail, little ironic because he's Jack-O-Lantern. But right as Jack-O-Lantern finds his target, Dr. Ekmesic, Agent Venom is dropped in from a helicopter to stop him. He fights off a bunch of like mercenaries that are there, and he saves a mother and child before retrieving Dr. Ekmesic. But Jack-O-Lantern attacks him, and he takes Ekmesic, the doctor dude. So Really cool action. Again, I said like it's pretty cool. Venom shooting guns, you know, is just Venom, but more dope in my eyes.
And he shoots like the webs from like where his like wristwatch would be.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot about that. That's always bothered me.
Yeah, I was like, come on.
Well, like Venom in the Stegman run does that too.
The top of his hands?
Yeah, the top of his hands, and he grabs it like that still.
I never noticed.
There's like a couple like splash pages where you see it, where he's just kind of going all out with like the webs and stuff. But yeah,
I guess I've never seen a representation where he does like the same thing Spider-Man does.
yeah.
Other than maybe, does he fling webs in Spider-Man 3?
I think he mainly uses his tendrils to get around, or like the symbiote to get around and like climb stuff. I don't know if he like swings around too much.
So I guess it kind of makes sense that he doesn't need to do like the whole motion.
What doesn't make sense is that Venom, like a symbiote, has webs. You know, when did that happen?
It's more like light,
because it makes sense when it's on Spider-Man.
Yeah, because he's a spider, but
this dude, Flash Thompson, does not have spider powers, so I don't really know. I mean, they kept it in. It doesn't really bother me that much, but yeah,
they're just like, don't think about it too much.
Yeah, which I'm fine with, because you know he's also using a bunch of his like symbiote tendrils to like hold multiple guns and shoot multiple people at the same time, which is kind of cool. He even like holds a grenade sort of in like a live grenade in his like chest, plugging like the fuse. So
he does like
there's also
he does the thing where he like has his hand and then like his fingers like extend to like punch people.
I think that was pretty fucking
I'm like, that's
cool.
a good one.
Yeah, I like that. There's a plot point where like Flash can only use the symbiote for about 48 hours before the bonding is like permanent with the symbiote.
Mm-hmm.
And the military doesn't want that because they want to control like Agent Venom as like a person. But I feel like it like a symbiote wouldn't take like that long to like actually bond to like a person. But that's just me. I don't know, being nitpicky. But Jack-o'-lantern fights Agent Venom again. The symbiote like gets super angry because of how much they're taking a beating and starts to take over. And Flash like loses control. The symbiote takes a grenade and shoves it into Jack-o'-lantern's mouth, which blows up like half of his face, or like the full front part of his face pretty much. Jack-o'-lantern retreats with the Dr. Ekmesic dude, and when Venom tries to web him back, he accidentally breaks the doctor's neck.
I thought he just like pulled him like out of Jack-o'-lantern's like hands, and then he just fell to his death.
No, it looked like there's like a little crack.
Yeah, I see that now.
Yeah, so that's a brutal way to go.
His tongue's sticking out. You know?
That's how you know he's dead.
The universal sign for dead.
Yeah, I kind of like this dynamic where if he's like getting his ass beat a little too much, he has to like kind of wrangle his control of the symbiote.
Right.
It's kind of like a Hulk situation.
Mm-hmm.
But there's like a cool visual element where when Venom's like taking over, the eyes aren't like armor pieces looking thing. They're not like clean anymore. It's like the regular Venom eyes that looks all funky.
Yeah, when he gets like anger, like it comes out more naturally.
You see the teeth come out.
He doesn't have like he's not like a uniform. You know?
It switches from the Agent Venom armor and shoulder pads and stuff to like Venom, and like the teeth come back out and the eyes come in. So
well, it doesn't make sense to me that like Venom would just form into a suit or whatever in this specific design. It almost would be like you'd have this armor, and then like the Venom symbiote like just kind of represents like the skin parts, like your head and your hands and stuff like that.
You're saying it would like coat over existing armor?
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Or you wear the armor over Venom.
Oh, over Venom.
No.
I mean, yeah. Because normally Venom normally doesn't take like different shapes.
Yeah.
I feel like he's just like the big hulking guy, and then he just like uses the little tendrils that come out to like, I don't know, take stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think this is like probably the first iteration where we see him like take a different form, like physically.
Yeah.
Just because. So it is interesting.
Well, we see him with wings in the other one.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. But before this, we didn't really see that. So back at base or whatever, Flash is yelled at by General Dodge for failing the mission and almost losing control. And then Flash goes home. He goes to Betty's apartment where he's like 6 hours late to a benefit that they were supposed to go to. Flash tries to like make up an excuse, which doesn't work. And Betty's like, I know what you are. An alcoholic.
You're drinking again.
Yeah, you must be drinking again. That's the only explanation.
So Betty doesn't know what he does for work, which is this.
Yeah.
Being Agent Venom.
Mm-hmm.
Did you talk about the Flash background? For those who may not know. So Flash was like there's like a little tidbit about like him, but like he's like Spider-Man's like number one fan as a kid.
He's the head of the fan club for Spider-Man.
Yeah, he like goes to war because he wants to be a hero like Spider-Man. He loses his legs in combat or something.
Yep.
And he comes back, and so when he doesn't have the suit, he rolls around in like a wheelchair.
Yeah.
But when he has like the symbiote on, it like gives him legs, and he can like run again and stuff.
Yeah, it is. That is cool.
Yeah, because that gives him more
like dependence on the symbiote.
Huh?
It gives him more dependence on the symbiote, and the symbiote's obviously dependent on him as well.
Right.
So I like that dynamic as well. It's like, because Spider-Man doesn't necessarily need like the Venom symbiote.
Right.
Because he could still operate and shit. But Flash like definitely would probably crave some like that a little bit more.
Do you know anything about Betty?
No.
I guess she's friends with Peter Parker.
Yeah, they're homies. Peter Parker can just like show up and be like, yo, what's up?
Yeah.
Like I've known my best friends for like half of my life, and I've just showed up at their house to be like, what are you doing here? So
they're just force feeding us Spider-Man, Nathan.
Yeah, exactly. Flash is also an alcoholic. He's got a problem with alcoholism. And we see at the end of this issue, which I think is like a little bit fucked up, but he tries to go to like an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting, but the only way to get in is to go up the stairs, which he obviously can't do because it's not wheelchair accessible.
Yeah.
So he just has to like leave.
I mean, it's like a church, and I feel like they definitely have a ramp, but
for sure. But no, if you are in a wheelchair, you don't get to talk to God.
Yeah. So, no Jesus for you.
That's what Marvel says. No Jesus for you. So that's issue 1.
So he's been sober for some time. Like, yeah. But I think it's like the context is like if you were like an alcoholic or like had a problem, you kind of always are, you don't like...
You're not just like cured.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a, any sort of addiction or like mental illness. It's like there's not like a
ongoing battle
one size fits all sort of treatment.
Right.
So yeah. Issue 2. I like this cover, but the gun pointing the other way I don't really like too much. It looks funky.
Yeah.
Obviously reference to the Todd McFarlane Spider-Man cover.
Yeah,
cool.
No. It is fun.
So issue 2, Agent Venom is on the run while on a mission in the Savage Land, but the mission was interrupted when Agent Venom is hunted by Kraven the Hunter, and he manages to get away from him after like fighting for a bit by jumping off a cliff. And then back home, Peter Parker is comforting Betty and listening to her like relationship problems with Flash.
So when Venom's fighting Kraven, he like does like a little like stabby thing and like stabs Kraven in the chest.
Yeah.
But then Kraven like cuts it off. And so I thought he had like a little bit of symbiote. I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah. What happens to that shit that got cut off? Like,
I don't know. Maybe he just threw it out.
Does that die though? Or is that just like symbiote that's like, I gotta find my way home?
I'm sure it found its way back to Flash.
Yeah, we'll just assume that it did. I don't buy that a Kraven with a spear beats a Venom with a gun for a second.
No fucking
for
shot.
Even a second. Like, this situation's fun. Like, Kraven
he's
hunting
got a
like
loincloth, dude.
Yeah, he does.
A cheetah loincloth.
He does. He's very Tarzan here. I think more so than normal. Because like it's fun having Kraven and stuff. I like when he pops up. He's a good pop-up character. But I'm just like, dude, you have a gun and like presumably other shit and symbiote. I feel like you'd be able to take him.
I mean, like I don't know if he kills anybody, does he? Flash?
Yeah, he kills a lot of people.
When?
Dude, like in the first issue, he's like shooting people with guns.
Who though?
Mercenaries and shit.
It was just Jack-o'-lantern.
He's like, no. In the first issue, he's definitely like, he has multiple M16s that he's like shooting people with.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Never mind. I forgot about that.
He's not like the moral, like high standard,
Right.
But I feel like in this one, we can see more of like the Venom armor pieces because there's like a couple panels where you like see specific parts of it and like pieces, it seems like. So I think that's interesting.
It's a fun way to make Venom cosplay more complicated.
Dude, that'd be so cool.
Agent Venom.
An Agent Venom cosplay would be fucking cool. I'll have to look into that. That'd be a pain in the ass, but it'd be fun.
I know.
So we find out that Flash is there because he was sent to take out an Antarctic vibranium mining facility that's there. But getting hunted by Craven causes him to lose communication with the military or whatever he works for. And since he was thrown off of his mission, he's been there for over 48 hours and he's bonded with the symbiote for a little bit too long. He fights Craven again in a cave. There's some big bats in the cave, like big Savage Land bats that screech, and it screeches off the symbiote. And so it's just Flash. And Craven's about to kill Flash, but then he's saved when a big bat flies off with Craven and with Flash. But then Flash is able to like survive that and escape. And then we just see Jack-O-Lantern and his boss we just see that they're also tracking him from a big monitor somehow. So they know what's going on. So kind of a weird issue for the second issue. You know, it seems like this is something that a kind of issue that you'd get
like third or like in
a
between
third arc.
trades.
Yeah, between trades, or it's like when you're kind of running out of ideas. You know,
I mean, it kind of makes sense because it's setting up like the factory thing, the shipment that they have to stop.
Yeah, it is.
I didn't expect like dinosaurs in this book.
I didn't either.
But like Craven was like riding like a raptor.
I always love when someone's riding a raptor though. So I mean, they get me.
Yeah, peak vehicle.
Peak. Yeah, when Marvel like characters are going full Flintstone, I'm all for it every time.
Does he do something to make his eyes glow green, or is that just a night vision thing?
I don't know what that's about, because
it's like just a part of his design.
His shit does. No, it's not normally green.
Or like in the dark, they're green.
I guess
that's pretty hard. I think green is a cool color to add to Venom.
Yeah,
you know?
For sure. If you're gonna add a color, it's gotta be green.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's explained, but it looks like some sort of night vision. I'm gonna see if they do explain it.
I don't think they do. I didn't notice until right now.
Yeah, looks cool though.
It's always funny when like the Venom symbiote is like on the ground and there's like little teeth popping out of it.
Yeah, it is a little silly.
Yeah.
It's like, where are the teeth when he's Agent Venom? You know, like the teeth are just inside the mask.
Yeah, it's like because the
is he
teeth come out
the Venom symbiote constantly? Like
maybe.
Yeah.
Because like everything about Venom is like basically just a shape that the symbiote takes a form of.
Yeah.
And so it just happens to still take the form of like some teeth sometimes.
The little teeth is so funny. Anything else about that issue? Jack-O-Lantern looks pretty fucked up because he took a grenade to the face.
Yeah, I definitely shouldn't have survived that.
Yeah.
I didn't know who that was at first until it says like Jack Strikes Back, you know? And I thought that was funny.
Cool. So we'll go issue 3.
We got a Mike Deodato cover.
We do. I think he gives him face. Like it looks like he's wearing a morph suit mask.
Yeah.
And it makes me a little comfortable because you can see his lips in there.
It looks very J.G. Jones to me.
It does.
It looks like it'd be like a cover for Wanted
Dude,
or something.
It does, yeah. Yeah, it
this might
does.
be like a reference to Wanted. Like
I mean, maybe. It looks like he traced over like a Wanted cover for sure.
Right. Because I thought it was J.G. Jones at first, but I looked it up and it was I didn't see the signature on there.
Yeah, you should look it up because I feel like that would be at least a pretty similar composition to a Wanted cover. But Agent Venom finds the mining facility and he's fighting a bunch of henchmen there. Flash is like managing to control the symbiote with some sedatives that he has and he was given for the mission. But he has already used his last one. So he manages to blow up the facility and take over a flying helicopter that's carrying a shipment of Arctic vibranium away. And then Jack-O-Lantern calls the helicopter to let him know that he has Betty, and he forces Flash to bring the shipment to him in New York. And then meanwhile, Spider-Man sees that Betty has been taken. So there's
when that happens, this is a Tom Fowler issue.
This is, yeah.
Because like we have that experience with him on Quantum and Woody.
Yeah.
Like you just notice, and it's such a drastic difference. Like the general of like, I don't know, whatever government agency this is, he's playing racquetball.
Yeah, he is fucking talking and playing racquetball.
In short shorts. And I don't even remember him from the earlier issues, but I'm like, I guess he's in charge.
Yeah, he's there.
Yeah, I know, but like just like the caricature that Tom Fowler does, I'm like, oh, this guy is important. You know?
I think Tom Fowler is probably like, I don't want to just draw some people talking, so I'm going to make him play racquetball.
Can I draw them how I want to draw them? Yeah.
Can I draw General, whatever this dude's name is, in short shorts?
What do we know about his hobbies?
Yeah. Tell me about this
He's
guy.
a fit guy. What's his cardio?
Yeah, well, what kind of paddle and ball games is he playing?
Right.
Yeah, Tom Fowler's great, dude. He's actually so dynamic.
His Venom is super fun.
His Venom is like way more like wacky, I guess, like gorilla-y maybe.
Very
Like the
very
tongue-
loosey-goosey.
Yeah, the tongue sticks out way more, which I think is always a fun element.
He's got like an underbite, you
He
know?
does, yeah. The underbite's always good.
I don't know who...
I like these henchmen as
Oh,
well.
I was about to say, they're so cool.
Yeah, they're henchmen for the villain that we find out is Crime Master, but pretty cool. And like, again, I think you mentioned this move in a different issue, but there's a move where he like shoots tendrils out of his like fingers and they stab people in the face. And
Yeah.
I like that move a lot. And then, so yeah, he blows up the facility. So pretty cool action scene just through and through.
So he has the shipment, the helicopter.
Yeah, he takes
And
over
then
the
Crime
helicopter.
Master is like, I need you to take that overseas, you know, to New York.
Where is Savage Land? I thought it was like in the Earth.
I'm sure it's like... What do you mean in the Earth?
Like Journey to the Center of the Earth type shit. Or like Ice Age, the third one, where they go in the Earth.
I don't know. Or like
But I could be wrong about that.
Godzilla v Kong.
Yeah, exactly. I thought that was Savage Land. I could be wrong though. I
Under,
just had that
what do
in
they
my
call
head.
it? The Under Earth or something?
Middle Earth.
Don't think so. I just
Lord
always
of the
imagined it was like an island in like the Bermuda Triangle or something.
That seems like where they would put it. Yeah.
Right, and so not a super long helicopter flight.
What's that island in DC? In like the New Frontier where there's dinosaurs in there too? Is that called something?
Dinosaur Island.
Is that really?
I think that's all it is.
Oh, crack it open right now. I need to know. It's like the first couple pages.
You need to crack open DC?
Don't you have a New Frontier?
Oh, no, it's over there.
If you nailed that, that's sick. He killed an actual Savage Land or Dinosaur Island dinosaur to get the Batcave dinosaur.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know if I ever knew the origin. Oh, the censor, also known as Dinosaur Island, is a sentient island in Eldritch being that is a villain in the DC universe. It was the main antagonist of Justice League: The New Frontier and DC: The New Frontier. Oh, they're talking about the animated film.
Fuck yeah.
Well, yeah, Dinosaur Island, you did nail that. I'm impressed.
Really? It's pretty easy.
That's a good name. Pretty
'Cause,
straightforward.
like two things that are always in a Batcave, if it's a cool Batman artist, is like the Big Penny.
Big Penny. Do you know
Maybe
the
a
origin of
Joker
that one?
card. No.
Batman was strapped to a big penny by Two-Face, and his survival was based off of them actually flipping the coin and seeing if he would land face down. And he survived, so he took the penny, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know the origin of the dinosaur one.
Because I
though.
looked it up. I'm like, why the fuck is this here?
It is very
And
strange.
there's like a Golden Age tale where he goes to like Dinosaur Island or whatever.
yeah.
And then when I started reading like New Frontier, I'm like, oh, so they're like taking this seriously and like keeping it in continuity or whatever.
Yeah.
It didn't say in there. It just said Pacific Island or like Remote Island or something. They don't say it because like maybe they didn't want to spoil that there's gonna be dinosaurs in the book right away.
Cool reveal.
Yeah. So
How cool would it be if in like the Batman movie there's a giant dinosaur and a giant penny? Like there's a time jump, maybe a couple months, and it's like, oh, I picked up this penny.
And they're like, everyone's like, what the fuck has happened?
Yeah. And it's Paul Dano's like Riddler that did the giant penny.
Yeah.
How does this helicopter have a FaceTime? Because like he definitely like FaceTimes Jack-O-Lantern and he's like, hey, I got Betty.
That's a good point.
Yeah, it's got a little screen. I just think it's weird for a helicopter to have.
It's kind of like the airplanes that have Wi-Fi,
Kind of like that, yeah.
I imagine a helicopter can too.
Yeah. So Agent Venom lands in New York and is confronted by the mystery boss.
Oh, okay. Before they get to New York, at that point, don't you call your boss, be like, hey, I have the shipment.
I don't think he has any way to communicate with them.
He doesn't have a phone, is what you're saying.
And he doesn't have a phone on him.
He has no way of...
He's been there for like 3 days, dude. It died. He scrolled TikTok too much in the
That's
Savage
bad,
Land. Yeah. And I think Jack-O-Lantern called the helicopter, so he doesn't have like a way to communicate. Because I think the general dude thinks that like he's dead. Or likely dead, So
yeah, he's like, don't blow it up. We'll just give it a minute.
yeah. So Agent Venom lands in New York. He's confronted by the Crime Master, who's the dude that's been orchestrating all this. And he explains that Venom has about 5 minutes to save Betty, who's in a warehouse that's rigged to explode. So Venom starts heading over there, but he's intercepted by Spider-Man, who's fighting Venom, thinking that he's the one that took Betty. And then Flash like loses control with how angry the symbiote gets, and Venom takes over to fight back. Then General Dodge is like, man, he's in New York, he's gone crazy, let me blow him up. And he like pushes the red button.
Did you see the bomb that Betty was strapped to?
No. That's a big bomb. Holy shit.
It's just a giant bomb that says TNT on it.
It's a big cartoon fucking...
It's a big ass like fucking Wile E. Coyote TNT.
Dude, that's so funny. Jack-o'-lantern's so interesting in this because he's got like technology or something. Like he'll like wrap him in like this ghost thing.
Yeah.
Or like there's like little devils that are like toy maker type technology, it seems like. I wonder...
He can make like constructs or something.
Constructs of like spooky things?
And I don't know. Maybe he's just got like Halloween on his side.
He's got Halloween powers.
And because like he puts on this helmet thing and then he lights it himself. Like he lights it on fire himself, but he also doesn't get burnt from that.
What, his head?
Yeah. There's like a sequence where he just like puts it on and gets ready for work or whatever.
Is there a Jack-o'-lantern book?
No, he's just infamously in just a lot.
In random things? Okay.
We've seen him before, right?
In something we read on the show? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
Probably.
remember. This wasn't like jarring for me.
Well, I've known of Jack-o'-lantern for sure.
Maybe it was like Marvel Zombies or something.
He'd be a good fit for that.
Yeah. Anyway,
so issue 4.
Crime Master, dumb name, cool design.
Dumb name. It is a cool design. Yeah. Because like if you're like a villain, and you're like, even if you know that you're doing some stuff that's like illegal, but it's like for your benefit, to call yourself Crime Master is definitely negative aura.
Super on the nose, yeah.
I'm a B. Crime Master.
Yeah. Real masters of crime don't want people to know they're masters of crime.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. Crime Master is like an auto-generated gamer tag type name.
Right, yeah.
So
have you ever noticed like Venom's toes before?
I have before, yeah.
You have? Okay.
I think you pointed out Venom toes to me in the last Venom book we read.
I think I have an issue with feet.
You do. Oh my god, look at those dogs.
Dude, you can climb a tree with those bad boys. Climb a building.
What the hell? We see a lot of foot here, actually.
Right.
I didn't notice that at first.
Tom Fowler's got a thing, probably.
He's got a thing. He's got nails.
Yeah. They're like acrylic nails on his toes.
He's so girly pop. Wow.
And I don't know. I just feel like
You know what I've never fucking understood about Venom? The design.
What about the design?
Dude, he's always had like this like white patch on the top of his hand. Have you noticed that?
Not until just now when you point that out.
He's always had it.
No way.
I mean, I don't think it was in the Stegman. Brock.
Okay.
I don't think it was in the Stegman run too much. I think that was just like all black except for like the face and the chest.
I feel like
Donny
Cates would be big enough a fan where he'd like make them add that.
He's like, you need to have the weird white patch on the top. Yeah, I just noticed it every once in a while and I'm like, why is that there? But like even in like the cool panels, you know, like he's got it there.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting to me. Also, when Venom takes over here, he turns back into like Hulk Venom or Hulk stature Venom. It's not like armor. So it's cool.
I think like conceptually, when I think about Venom versus Spider-Man, I don't like the size difference.
Really? I like it.
Yeah, but when I see it in comics, I'm like, oh, this is awesome.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like when he's like...
Totally.
He's not in his armor and he's bulked up now. I'm like, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Because like, why does he need to have like all the same powers as Spider-Man, but also be huge, you know? Because like Spider-Man like goes toe to toe with him. Mm-hmm. Like the size like isn't matter, you know?
It doesn't matter that much. No.
I think just because like my first impression of Venom is from Spider-Man 3. Yeah. Where he's like the same size. He's Topher Grace size.
They do still make him look pretty cool, but ever since I've gotten used to like comics Venom, I'm like, I just like the stature of like how like big he is.
So you love the Tom Hardy movies?
No. I do like the look of the Venom though. I think his eyes could be a little bit wider, and I wish he had the logo.
Are you gonna watch Let There Be Carnage?
No.
Before? We could. It'd be kind of fun.
I don't want to. Have you seen it?
Movie night. Yeah.
You've seen it.
I watched it with Sarah once because it's on streaming. And after, Sarah was like, that's the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. I'm like, no, it's not.
She's seen worse movies for sure.
Absolutely. She chooses to watch worse movies.
But I think she had maybe some restrictions to watching it initially, and then they were just confirmed probably while watching the movie.
Yeah.
You know, I wish I would have watched it if I heard that it was like even like just okay, you know, because it's like Andy Serkis is like directing it. That's kind of cool, you know.
It's like okay.
I'm sure it's like okay, but I don't know.
It's like
I didn't like the first one so much.
The first one's awesome.
The first one's so bad.
You gotta rewatch it. It's so fun.
No, it's not, dude.
Whenever it's
just
on,
black spaghetti fucking running at each other, dude.
that's what the second one is.
But it's red spaghetti.
Yeah.
Does red spaghetti make it better?
Marinara. Yeah. No, they make it the darkest red spaghetti ever.
Oh my god, dude. Just make him bright red.
Yeah, dude. Make him as bright as Hellboy in Hellboy comics.
Yeah,
you know?
that would be cool. At least it fucking pops a little bit, you know?
Right.
So.
And so
Also, like...
So maybe in this
the
third
Eddie Brock
one...
characterization is so bad.
It's very weird.
It's very... It's
but
so
I think
strange.
in the third one, it'd be perfect because it's not another goopy boy.
It's a goopy boy, for sure.
No,
he's kind of goopy.
He's got goopy stuff around him.
He's got goopy stuff that he controls.
He's on a goopy planet.
So this could be the goopiest of the three. Because he controls all the goopy shit, you know? Isn't Toxin supposed to be in this third one?
Said who?
I may have made that up.
Maybe.
Anyway, Daniel, issue 4. So it turns out that the symbiote took the bomb out of Flash's neck or wherever it is. By the way, I'm so over the trope of like, you work for me because there's a bomb in your neck.
Right, because you've seen it in only Suicide Squad?
I've seen it in a lot of Suicide Squad and now Venom. And I'm not happy
sick
about
of it.
It's in Thunderbolts too. So it turns out the symbiote took the bomb out of the Flash, so when General Dodge hits the detonate, it blows up someone from Crime Master's crew instead, as a little switcheroo.
So there's a great one-pager here where like it's like captions of like a henchman.
And he's like, yeah, this guy's pretty cool.
Yeah, this is a great job. It pays way more than my other one.
Yeah.
Like less work, more money.
The boss shows gratitude.
Yeah.
He says he's a good guy.
He's watching the shipment be unloaded, and he picks up something off the ground. He takes it over to Crime Master. He's like, "Hey, boss, I found this." And then the boss just like throws him over the side of a building as he's talking about, as his captions talking about how he likes his job. And then he blows up because it was the bomb.
He could have slapped the bomb out of his hand.
No, it's like kill the man.
No, he like pushes him down, you know? And yeah, I do like that.
Yeah, because his hand is out like that. Like he's not holding on to it.
Yeah.
If you smack the bottom of his hand,
it flies way up in the air.
Everybody.
Yeah. So not a good boss. You think you have a good boss until he pushes you off a building and you explode. You know?
That's my favorite Rick Remender page.
It is pretty. I do like this page just as a concept
because I was like, funny. Okay, we can get like a little bit of
backstory,
little background and whatnot. I thought I was gonna go for more pages, but no, that was it.
Yeah, pretty funny. Okay, so Venom is still fighting Spider-Man. The symbiote's still fully in control. Flash convinces the symbiote to run away to go save Betty because he's still scared about getting blown up. And the symbiote's like, you know what? It would be kind of shitty if I lose you. So yeah, I'll let you take over. And so when he gets to the warehouse, it explodes, but Betty's already saved by Spider-Man.
Real quick. So there's a double page spread of them fighting.
Yeah.
And there's like a battle-torn Spider-Man suit where he's got like some rips in his leg.
Okay.
And he's got like these little leg hairs on like the back of his leg.
Dude, I got those.
I think it's gross.
Why? I got those.
I don't know. It looks gross.
Am I gross?
I don't like it.
Maybe they're scratches, Daniel.
Don't show me your legs.
You ever think about that?
I don't know. They're evenly distributed. Put them away.
You don't want to see my hams?
Keep it clean. This is a family show.
That's funny that you noticed that. You notice the feet. You notice the back of people's legs.
I just got many icks, I guess.
You do have a lot of comic book battle damage ick.
Yeah. Remember that Young Avengers book where Spider-Man had toes?
Yeah.
It bothered me.
That bothers me a lot too. But I noticed that.
Yeah.
Very off-putting. So Betty's saved. Agent Venom goes to get the Arctic vibranium shipment back. And then he's stopped by Jack-O-Lantern, who's like ready for a round 2. But then it just like ends pretty quick when Jack-O-Lantern's like, oh, the government's trying to get this shipment back. So then he just like leaves the Venom fight to go back to the shipment, I guess. But Venom's able to put a Spidey tracker on him that Spider-Man put on Venom, thinking that he didn't notice. And then at the base, General Dodge yells at Flash again, and he's like, man, fuck you. And then Flash goes to Betty's place. Peter Parker is there, and then they argue about whether or not Venom's like trying to do good or not. But they don't know that they're both each other's enemies or whatever. Right. So kind of interesting. I think this is post Spider-Man Mephisto story. What's that one called again?
The One More Day.
One More Day. Because there's like some dialogue where he says like, oh, no one remembers me anymore. So I think this is like pretty like right after that.
Yeah, 2007.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Because I think One More Day was like 2005. Ish.
One More Day is 2007. This is
it is?
Yeah, this is 2011.
Okay, so fresh off of nobody remembering who Spider-Man is.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, pretty cool. I think it's kind of cool that he is able to like convince Venom, like the symbiote, to like cooperate with him.
Yeah, because they're a team.
Mm-hmm.
So, issue 5.
Yeah, issue 5. So
I think this
that was
is
kind of the end of the arc, and then this is like a transitional issue, I guess.
Right. That they just shoved in this one.
Yeah.
I think this is like the cover I think of when I think of Age of Venom.
Really?
Yeah, I just remember seeing it.
This is cool.
Well, this came out in 2011, so I wasn't reading comics yet, but I've seen this book somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like stands out, you know.
I don't know if I know of any cover, or if I knew of any cover going into this, but yeah, it is a good cover.
Yeah, pretty cool.
So it's kind of a one-shot type issue, but there's some dude named Human Fly that's like taking people, and he's like trying to eat them on top of a building, but he gets stopped by Agent Venom, but he almost kills a bunch of civilians with debris in the process of trying to stop this dude. And this action scene's very weird because he throws a giant bell, like a Liberty Bell type bell, at Human Fly. It gets him, but he also throws it off a building, and there's civilians there that he has to like immediately save after. So it's not really like the best idea, I feel like.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, and I'm like, what the fuck are you
You're
doing?
like, oh shit, but everything's fine now, though.
Yeah. He's able to like, web everything up from under it somehow before it reaches the ground. So that's good. But
So Tony Moore only did like the first 6 pages of this one, which is all the Human Fly stuff.
Human Fly is very upsetting.
Yeah, he's funny.
He's like, he like spits on people because I think flies do that. They like spit on shit before they eat it.
Yeah.
And he's got like weird bug eyes that are like popping out of his fucking face. So
Yeah. And then Tom Fowler does the rest of it,
which is great.
who is like, in my mind, just kind of like a comic or comedic artist.
Yeah.
You know, but this is a very like serious issue. And
Dude's got range.
You can see him like draw things like, I guess, as normally or like close to Tony Moore's art.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think it's funny.
Yeah. I mean, he does pretty good, I think, with this emotional stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
I think for some of it, it's like a little maybe overacted, I noticed, because he's like on the phone and he like immediately gets like super angry on the phone. That's probably the direction that Remender probably wanted it to go, because it was like in a touchy subject, but
Flash is an angry man.
he is an angry man. We basically like see Flash go back home to Betty, and then he's like, let me pay attention to my girlfriend or wherever they are. And then he gets a call from his mom who says that Flash's dad is drunk somewhere and sends Flash to like go find him and bring him home. But Flash's dad is like an alcoholic, has been his whole life, been very abusive to Flash, and they chopped it up like a little bit, or they agreed to at least start over if Flash's dad is able to like not drink. But obviously he's
back, baby.
He's back. He fell off the wagon and he's like, let me get a drink. And so Flash gets Peter to help him go look for his dad, and so they kind of go bar to bar just like looking for him. And they eventually figure out that Flash's dad is at the police station. He's super drunk. And then when Flash confronts him, they like fight. His dad fights his crippled son and like knocks him over and
He's
shit.
like, you couldn't take me when you had legs. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's fucked up.
I know. That's a crazy thing to say. They have like a whole fight. Flash is able to like knock him over, which is pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
But that was a fucked up thing to fight a crippled man.
I didn't realize that like Flash and Peter were like close enough to where like, hey, I need you to help me find my alcoholic dad in a bar somewhere.
Yeah, I didn't realize. It didn't seem like they were that close. Like at the end of the last issue, even
Yeah, it's like they're just like
acquainted,
mutual friends because of Betty.
Yeah, but I guess they're homies.
Yeah.
Because like Flash used to bully him too, so at some point they've chopped it up and like they're cool with each other now, which I think is a cool dynamic. I just didn't know that was a thing. So Flash's dad is at the hospital. Flash is only there to like console his mom like during this time, and then he leaves and he finds Betty outside, and like the Flash like collapses into Betty's arms before he has to like answer another like call to go on a mission. And I think this is like a phenomenal last page because he like leaves the hospital. Obviously a lot of emotions. Betty's there. They kind of like lunge into like each other's arms. It's very emotional, and then it's like Flash just has to like go back to work or like go back to, you know, being a superhero.
And his dad is has cirrhosis of the liver.
Psoriasis.
That's not psoriasis.
No,
No.
it's that's definitely psoriasis.
Hold on.
You want to bet another cake shake?
No.
You call it cirrhosis?
Cirrhosis. I said cirrhosis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let me for the people.
No way.
Cirrhosis.
What does it mean?
Disease.
But then
A condition in which the liver is scarred and permanently damaged. I should have fucking bet you.
What the yeah, you would have won. Psoriasis. Oh, that's spelled differently, and that's about your scalp.
Because it's a different word. Yeah, why would psoriasis be on your liver,
Dude,
Nathan?
psoriasis starts with a P. Did you know that?
No,
It's PS.
I thought it started with the C too.
That's crazy. Good job.
Thank you. I'll get you next time.
Listen,
I'll bet on something I know the answer
my
to.
fiance is the nurse, okay? Not me.
But anyway, so he figured like his dad's like, oh, I'm gonna die soon. Like I might as well, you know.
Yeah, might as well be a little drunk.
Yeah,
on the way out.
So it's fine.
It's not fine, but
Yeah, no, it's not fine. But that's what he thinks.
but very like deep emotional shit, and it's kind of like all packed into like this. When like the first 4 issues are all like, oh, let me put a grenade in Jack-o'-lantern's mouth.
Yeah.
So it was like kind of weird to have it framed this way, but I do like this issue probably maybe the most.
What?
At least from like a character development standpoint, because like the rest of it just seemed like kind of off. Like there's like weird stuff kind of in each one. Because like the first one there's like UN Iron Man people and Jack-o'-lanterns, like that's a little bit weird. And then the second one's like Savage Land with Kraven the Hunter, and that's a bit weird, you know.
It's very like episodic, but like they kind of lean into each other like well.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't really have like a favorite issue, but they work together.
Yeah.
You know,
Like there's definitely like this is this issue and this is this issue kind of deal. It's not like all like one continuing episode, it feels like.
So I'm sure like
yeah.
as like a series, 'cause I think this one had like 40 issues or something.
Whoa, that's
It's
big.
probably pretty fun.
Yeah.
You know, so
I liked it. I think it's good.
yeah, not too shabby.
So let's go into Back Matter Matters.
Back matter matters. And no back matter.
We got fucked again. It's like 5 weeks in a row. We got Symbi
Week
wrote.
4 of no back matter. We get symbiote.
Symbi wrote. If you want to read letters that people bring in,
yeah.
But I don't want to do that. I'd rather see Tony Moore pages or Tom Fowler pages or initial concept designs for Agent Venom, because I'm sure they went through a few.
Yeah,
that would be cool,
so
right?
there's like a deluxe of like the first like 10.
I don't give a fuck. I want to see it in every trade, because why have a trade? I mean, it is all together and probably cheaper than buying all the individual issues at retail price. But I also want to see Back Matter, Daniel. So I'm a little disappointed.
Me too. Oh well. Better luck next week.
Yep. I think this is like 4 or 5 in a row. There's just like been really nothing.
4.
4?
Yeah. I've been counting.
Brutal. It's barely even a segment anymore.
Yeah, dude. This has actually been a themed month, Nathan. The No Back Matter month.
No Back Matter month. We're taking away part of the show.
Yeah.
Just for you guys.
Shorter episodes. So, what do you rate this book, Nathan?
Oh, that's a really good question. I think I like it a lot. It's definitely a fun read. Pretty kick-ass. I'd give it like plate of ribs.
A plate of ribs.
Plate of ribs, you know?
Okay.
Because like I don't eat ribs like a lot.
Even with like them being so messy and they get stuck in your teeth?
They are messy and they get stuck in your teeth. But when you're like ready for ribs, they hit so hard, you know? And that's how Venom is. Because like I can definitely get burnt out by Venom if I was like
I get burnt out by ribs?
Yeah. Do you think you can have ribs every day?
No.
Yeah, exactly. But when you're in the mood for like barbecue, that shit is awesome.
When I want barbecue, I don't want ribs. I feel like...
But just like barbecue, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I would rate this.
Fair enough.
Half stack. I don't know how ribs work. What are they called?
Rack?
A half rack. Or like a full rack, I'll say.
Full rack of ribs?
With potatoes.
Okay.
I don't barbecue very often.
My father-in-law, he's a big smoker guy, not cigarettes, but of meat.
Chain smoking. Yep.
Yeah. And I feel like every time I have ribs, I never want ribs, you know, and which is like
really
most of the time we go over to their house, you know.
They're
like
good.
I made ribs and I feel like obligated to eat them because I'm like the eater to them, you know.
Right. Yeah.
They know
got
I
a
could,
reputation to uphold.
they know I could put away some food. Dude, we went to Red Lobster on Monday, and they have bottomless shrimp, and
Whoa.
I didn't get bottomless shrimp this time because I'm like, they don't have the time for this, you know. They'd like to go do something else with their night.
They don't have the time for, like the
people I went with. Yeah, I'm like,
okay.
that'd be rude to them because every time they're like, ooh, I'm stuffed. I'm like, I'm ready for more. Like, when you,
I'll take more shrimp.
like I'm trying to.
Okay, I see.
I'm the reason why Red Lobster's filing for bankruptcy. You know,
I haven't been to Red Lobster in so long.
it's awesome. Big fan.
Anyway, continue.
Anyway, I would give it like I love it with like chocolate ice cream, just real basic
Dark chocolate.
just chocolate ice cream with some
Okay.
like chocolate chips in it.
What's that coffee one where it's like we're coffee and guns? You know what I mean?
Oh, Black Rifle.
Black Rifle.
They have like they have like a Black Rifle store, and you can like go get coffee there.
Oh yeah. I've seen
I
that.
didn't know that. Yeah, because I've had their coffee before. It's pretty good.
I haven't. It's too Republican.
My boss bought it, and
That makes sense.
it was like a variety pack, and so they had like all the different types of like K cups or whatever
Oh,
for the
cool.
office.
Cool.
And it's like quality coffee. It's good.
That's good. I like Death Wish.
They have one called the AK-47, I think. And I'm like,
Clever.
Yeah, it's just like different guns. Like one's like the silent shooter or something. It's like the espresso shot.
Yeah, this is the intervention sniper rifle with a red tiger camo on it.
Right. So anyway, good stuff. I like Venom. I like when they do weird shit.
I like weird shit. Yeah, and Remender's like good at doing like pretty kick-ass weird shit. You know,
I would say this is my favorite Rick Remender book.
over X-Force.
Did he do X-Force?
Yeah,
All right, never mind. X-Force it is.
X-Force is the one, dude.
Okay. Because I kept thinking, I'm like, what have I read from it? I just remember like
Black Science.
Black Science, and then
He did Seven to Eternity, which was too much for me at the time, but that was when I was first getting into comics. So
I wasn't super into Gromit's #1.
Deadly Class. We haven't read that, but
Nah, I tried reading that back in the day, and so he's been around.
yeah, he does good stuff.
So anyway, let's get into the pull list, Nathan. Colon.
Shove it in your box.
The pull list, what did you shove in your box? And did you go today?
I did.
What'd you get?
I picked up World's Finest, number 31. I didn't have the heart to drop it yet because I haven't tried it. I feel like I should at least try it.
Try number 31?
Because it's no longer Mark Waid, Dan Mora.
Oh.
So
Are you
it's
caught up?
basically a dead book. I'm like 2 behind.
Okay.
I stopped.
It's a dead book, you say.
Well, like, I don't know. I haven't tried
Tell
it
me
yet.
about that.
I haven't tried it yet, so we'll see. They're bringing back a character that was from that run, and I'm like, okay, let's see what this guy's up to. But I haven't.
Are they ending it soon?
No, they're keeping it going. And then Dan Mora and Mark Waid are going to Justice League. Did you see that? They talked about it a lot this week.
International? Like the
Unlimited?
the absolute one?
I think it's Justice League. Yeah, whatever is after.
Yeah,
Absolute
Justice League
stuff.
Unlimited, yeah.
Yeah, Unlimited.
That'd be cool.
They got a cool roster. Captain Atom, and it's like Star Sapphire, Green Lantern from Green Lantern stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Captain Atom's in there, and then you got other people.
Nice.
I also picked up Ultimate X-Men number 7 or 6, whatever it's on.
7.
7. And then I picked up Power Fantasy number 2
Ooh.
because he told me to read number 1. And then I got recommended a book from somebody that was there at the shop called The Tin Can Society.
Is that Image thing?
It's an Image thing, a number 1. And I got the chance to read it. So, but that was everything I picked up.
Like a worker recommended it or a stranger?
A worker.
Okay. Who's the team on that? Do you know him?
I didn't recognize him.
Okay. Did you get Ultra Mega number 5?
No.
Are you going to?
No.
I don't remember finishing that.
I
Right
don't-
now, I finished it.
I don't think I did. So,
It was fun, but that was like 3 years ago or something.
yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm glad that he's doing it.
yeah.
It's cool.
Didn't want to get Jenny Sparks number 2.
Who's that?
That's the Tom King book with like
Huh?
the girl from.
I didn't even pick up the first one.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
So a lot of the. What about The Moon is Following Us number 1?
That sounds cool. I didn't see that.
That's the new Daniel Warren Johnson book.
Oh, really? It came out?
With Riley Rossmo art.
Is that real? That came out.
Is it real?
No, the book's real.
I can double check it. That's what my apps
I'm
told me.
sad if I missed it, but it sounds like I did.
My boy Drew over at Ash Avenue Comics, he was like, hey, new DWJ thing. You like DWJ? Do you want this DWJ thing? And I'm like, I do want this DWJ.
He knows you so
thing.
well.
Yeah, no.
He treats you so good.
He's good. He's my comic book dad.
Yeah.
Make sure
Shout out Drew.
Make sure I'm taken care of. The moon is September 18th. That is today. So
Shit. Yeah. All right, I'll have to go pick it up.
Okay, I got a second trip to the shop. How embarrassing.
Yeah. Hopefully the same guy isn't working.
Maybe you can go on Batman Day and there'll be a sale or something.
Oh, true. They are doing some Batman stuff.
Yeah.
For Batman Day. Maybe I'll check it out.
So there's that. And then I'm going to get X Factor number 2.
Nice. When I went to the shop today, it was closed. And there's a sign that said, be back in 20 minutes. I was like, fuck.
My break is 30 minutes. It took 10 minutes to drive here.
And I was like, shit. So I was waiting outside and somebody was talking to me. And she was like, are you waiting for the comic shop too? And I was like, yeah. And then we started talking and she really likes the X Factor book. So
oh, cool.
I was like, shit, might need to pick it up.
Yeah. You didn't get number 1?
No.
Mark Russell?
I think, oh no, I did get it.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
I haven't read it yet.
I read that.
Yeah.
And it's really good. I think it's cool.
Really? Okay.
It's very Mark Russell, which is what I was looking for.
Yeah. He's awesome.
Within the Marvel universe, it seems hard to do, but it totally works.
Mm-hmm.
It's got very random mutants.
Yeah, there's some weird ones in there.
It's basically a Suicide Squad kind of thing, but for the purpose of helping the public image of mutants.
Cool.
There's a TV producer who is the PR guy for X Factor.
That's smart.
Yeah, and he's trying to boost ratings, by causing conflict between mutant teams and stuff. And I'm like, this is fun.
That is kind of cool. That is a very Mark Russell idea.
Right. And so I like
X
it a
Factor
lot.
as a TikTok guy,
Yeah, you got Angel in it.
Yep.
You got Havoc. You got this one shapeshifter named Cameo.
Cool.
Who's kind of the dude from 97. Morph. He's a lot like Morph. He's got the...
I think I prefer Morph.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, it was cool.
Nice.
So I'll keep going with that. And then you read Power Fantasy?
I did, but before we talk about that, I read Tin Can Society.
That's
the one that was recommended. He
Yeah.
said it was kind of like a Powers-esque type book.
Powers-esque.
Bendis
Okay.
Powers. There's a superhero that was murdered type deal.
Was he it's like Powers? And you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much what he said.
Wow.
He said he just started reading Powers and he loves it. And I was like, that's great. It's good.
Good book. Yeah.
But he recommended it to me. He said that somebody else recommended it to him that he really trusts. I'm like, okay. There's 2 people recommending it to me.
I'm like, I don't know either of you. So.
No, I know the dude that's there now. He's pretty chill.
Okay.
He's about my age.
Is that a prerequisite of whether or not you trust someone's opinion? It's over the same age.
I'm very
thing.
ageist. Yeah. No, I'm kidding. But
no, I like when an old dude tells me something that's good.
If an old dude recommends a book, I buy that shit, dude.
Yeah.
Because an old dude recommended me The Coal. And then it got Eisner nominated and lost. But
but we thought it was going to win.
I would have bet my life that shit won, dude.
Get at least one.
Dude, that artist was on the most recent Batman book.
Wow.
Yeah, I forget his name.
Yeah, Mr.
Francesco something? I could be wrong.
I don't remember.
And anyway, Tin Can Society. Basically, the idea is that it was a group of kids that would all hang out and they were the squad, but then they all grew up. One of them became a superhero and then he just got murdered. And one of the people at the crime scene was one of the childhood friends, and they're all getting together. And she's meeting up with them to be yo, our friend that we were really good homies with died. Are you going to go to the funeral? And she's kind of gathering all these people to the funeral. And she thinks that somebody within the friend group killed him.
So it's like Watchmen.
So it's kind of like Watchmen. And I thought it was good. The art, I think, was pretty cool. I'm not fully sure what his superpowers were. I think because he was like a.
It wasn't immortality.
It was not immortality. He definitely had his face bashed in, and someone stole his suit. So I think it was like exoskeleton suit superpower.
So he's naked?
He was like a really smart dude who was like a CEO of a technology company. I think he had like a technology suit, but I want to say he also had a superpower.
Peter Warren, Francesco Mobili, and Chris Chuckery.
Yeah. There were names that I never had seen before, but it's an image book. I actually quite liked it. I think there's like really good character development for introducing a superhero world, and for introducing like 6 characters that you're supposed to know like their personalities as kids and as adults.
This is like under the Rick Remender imprint called Giant Generator.
I just found out that was a thing today, but it makes sense that he would have an
I
imprint.
listened to him on like off panel or something, and he was talking about it.
Cool. I liked it. I'll pick up the next one, see if it's still interesting.
Cool.
Anyway, Power Fantasy.
Yes.
You texted me. You're like, read this book.
I was like, do you have time to read another book?
What put this on your radar?
So I was listening to First Issue Club, and they're talking about how it's selling a lot. Mm-hmm. And then it's going for like a second printing and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And
which is good. That's a good sign.
Yeah, I think that was it. I probably heard something else, but so I bought like the digital issue because I like doing that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought it was neat. Kieran Gillen book.
Yep.
You know, I haven't read much of him, but I thought this was neat. What did you think?
I think you've read a lot of. Haven't you read a lot of Kieran Gillen stuff?
I've read some Star Wars. Didn't like him on Star Wars. There's Wicked and Divine. That was a good start.
Die, is that him? No,
I haven't read that.
Never mind.
Wait, no. Yes, I did. I read a little bit of that.
I think he's in some Marvel stuff that we read.
I read the first trade of Die. Holy shit. Oh yeah, Kieran Gillen was on Young Avengers.
Young Avengers, yep.
Okay.
So we read some of his stuff. Casper Wingard is the artist on it, and I follow him on Twitter and read some of his stuff sometimes. Mm-hmm. He's great.
What did you think of this book?
I liked it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I was pretty excited about it.
I think it's really... it's a fun idea. It's kind of like...
It's very
imagine like
Hickman-esque.
Watchmen. Wait, what?
It's very like Hickman-esque, I thought. Like the way it's written. And it reminded me a lot of like Ambassadors.
That's a good way to put it.
Because there's like 6 people that have superpowers in like the world.
It kind of feels like there's just 6 Dr. Manhattans running around.
Kind of, but they have like different powers.
Yeah. They're not like all, big energy, big blue guys that are naked with their dicks out. But they're like that level of power and like that level of like feared by everybody.
Like they can... So the main plot, like the description with the issue is like... they can't come into conflict with each other because like the Earth like won't survive it.
If they fight each other,
right?
And I like the perspective of like the main guy. I forget his name, but he's like
Etienne.
Etienne, thank you. And
I only know that because there's a running back named Travis Etienne on the Jaguars, and so I knew.
I had no form of connecting it to anything else in my brain, so I forgot. But I like his character because he's very interested in like philosophy and ethics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so when
what he thinks is ethical,
and he's like very utilitarian about everything, because he wants, because he's this like big superpower, he doesn't want to make that a bad thing, and he doesn't want like everybody to be scared of him kind of deal. And so he like has read a lot of philosophy and understands a lot of those concepts and why people are scared of him and stuff like that. And he's kind of trying to like manage the other superpowered people.
Yeah.
To like kind of level them and make sure that not everybody hates him.
They all seem to understand that they shouldn't fight.
Exactly.
There's a couple of them that like are just like uninterested in fighting, and then they kind of keep each other in check. Yeah. Because they know like who pushes each other's buttons kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And I think they got the scale across as far as like their power level
very well,
which I think is what makes it like super interesting and like kind of scary as to like what could happen. Yeah,
like Etienne can like he has like Dr. or Professor Xavier like with Cerebro on type powers. Right. Like he can just telepathically communicate with like anybody and then like overload parts of like their biology essentially.
I think this book got a lot of attention because I think it was like delayed on purpose because spoilers, there's like an assassination of like a political figure,
A very blonde political figure.
and it was like very like timely, and so they just pushed it a couple weeks.
Yeah.
For the sensitivity of that.
It's kind of like when The Boys had their finale episode titled Assassination Attempt. The week that was a thing, that was big.
Can you
on
imagine
Twitter.
you write this book and you're really excited about it, and you're like, and then that happens, you're like, fuck.
Yeah. Like he's like it's like a blonde president too. I don't think it's like supposed to be Trump.
It's like a pretty deliberate
President that would act
connection
hastily
kind of thing. Yeah.
for sure. But yeah, I think like just the scale of it and everything is kind of cool, and I like that it's not like we're scared of like one guy. It's like we're scared of a family, and like this dude trying to make it work. And
Yeah,
it's
they're
cool.
like technically like they call themselves like the nuclear family or whatever.
Atomic Family.
Atomic family, yeah. It starts off with Etienne in the 60s talking to like the Superman woman of like this story, and I was worried it was going to be like a lot of yapping and only yapping.
There's a bit of yapping in the beginning
where
for
they
sure.
like talk about the situation that they're in, but they don't show anything.
Yeah.
But it's like a double-sized first issue, so it's like it does get to some juicy stuff.
And credit to Casper Wingard too, because he's very funky. I don't know if he's doing the colors, but he's like very funky with like a lot of his panels. And it's a very colorful book, despite a lot of yapping and stuff like that.
Like
so
everyone's
cool.
like, or a lot of people are like drawn and then outlined in white, and I think it's just like a cool look. And then especially like in the 60s where everything's kind of like bright and retro,
pretty groovy.
Yeah, it looks really cool. So I'm pretty excited about this.
Yeah,
I think it's.
I read the first half of issue 2. This isn't like spoiler. I just think it's funny. Like, but in the beginning of the second issue, like the news is reporting that the president and like some of his people around him were killed, and they're like, I wonder who could do this. And then Etienne shows up to like that news station. He's like, I thought I'd just clear things up. Like I killed him.
Yeah.
But like the reason I did that is so that there wasn't like a bunch of people that died from our response to that, or at least the dude's response to that who almost got killed. So,
yeah, everyone's like,
so he's very
well
like
known.
He's like,
and they can point fingers pretty quickly.
yeah. And so I just think it's interesting that he was upfront about that. And he's like, yeah, I killed him, but I had to. And that was like the best possible outcome. So it's very funny in that sense. So
yeah, I'll
nice.
probably keep going with that as well.
Yeah, same.
Did you read anything else?
Nope.
Did you watch anything new?
I watched the movie Elektra.
Again?
I haven't seen it.
I thought you watched it with like Sophie.
I think we were beginning to watch it on a plane, and then she had like
you
an ear
watched
infection.
Daredevil.
I watched Daredevil on the plane, and she had an ear infection, so we had to stop. But I watched it this weekend, a little hungover, not really in the mood for much of a movie. But she was like, "Let's watch it. Come on, let's watch it. I'm going to do homework." And then you watched this movie Elektra that I like, and then as soon as it started, it was like I could tell why like people aren't fond of the movie, and like I know that Sophie knows that it's not good because she's like, keep in mind I was very young when I watched this. Like after like the first scene,
Yeah, watching it with like adult eyes, you're like, ooh.
you're like, oh yeah, and it is not great, but they did a big swing with that movie
Yeah,
compared to Daredevil, at least.
because that came out after.
Came out after Daredevil, after Elektra was killed in Daredevil.
Yeah, like
Spoilers.
this has juice.
Yeah. And so she's like brought back to life with some voodoo assassin shit. But there's like people with like mutant powers in this.
Oh,
so she's
cool.
like fighting people with superpowers that aren't very interesting.
What sort of powers?
There's like a tattooed man,
Nice.
like the DC villain, but they just call him Tattoo. That's his name.
Okay.
There's like a Polaris type character where like anybody she touches, they like start to decay, but she has to like kiss them on the lips to make them decay. So there's a scene where like this character kisses like Elektra on the lips, and then she has to be like saved by stick or whatever.
Polaris is in X Factor.
Really? I don't think that was like the actual character, but it was like
It's also a
literally the same
really
powers.
good metal band.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw
Check
them a couple months ago.
The hand was in this, and every time that they were killed, they would poof into like a green cloud of like smoke.
Like they're fucking
And I'm like, did they just rip ass? Like what just happened?
like they're like in a video game or something.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of slow-mo in this, in parts where there shouldn't really be slow-mo.
Oh, you
I
love
feel like.
slow-mo.
I hate slow-mo of people walking, dude. It's already a slow action. It doesn't need to be in slow-mo.
Right.
Also, when she's like jumping from high places, she's doing like weird poses and it's in slow-mo. And so she'll be like jumping from like a tree that's falling that she was on, and she'll like jump and she'll do like a weird pose and it's like in slow-mo. And I'm like,
I bet
what is
like
going on here?
Frank Miller did that shit all the time.
Dude, Frank Miller was a writer on this movie. I found. I looked it up. I was like, who directed this? And I saw that Frank Miller was a writer. And I'm like, he must have
he didn't
not
create Elektra, did he?
He did.
Maybe it was like based on characters created by, and then Frank Miller. He was like credited as like a writer.
No, he like wrote part of the movie.
Oh, okay.
Because he was doing that. Same thing in Daredevil. He like wrote part of that. Anyway, it's like kind of all over the place. It's very predictable because she was put in like this house and she was given a target to go kill. And then the person was like, I'll tell you who the target will be later. I haven't heard from my employer yet. And she meets some people like where she's like stationed at or whatever. And in my head, or like I was just talking to Sophie. I'm like, do you think she's going to have to kill these people? And she's like, just watch the movie, Nathan. Like I like nailed it. Then we find out later that like the target's the people that she like became friends with kind of. And I'm like, wow, what a big surprise. And then I was like, oh, she's going to have to go against the hand or whatever. And then Sophie's like, just watch the movie, Nathan. So
you're like the girlfriend at like, while watching the movie. Be like, I don't know, Nathan, just watch the movie. I know as much as you do.
No, like I was calling it out. It wasn't like me asking questions about the movie.
That's what Sarah does. Like I just let it ride, you know, but she's like, oh no, it's this person. You know?
Exactly.
Guessing the killer and shit.
So anyway, I could see why she liked it as a little youngin because she does some cool stuff.
Yeah. Like action is like what is attractive about those kind of movies.
Very like easy to follow, and it's like there's ninjas and stuff, and it's like Jennifer Gardner being all cool doing flips and whatever. So
right,
it's fine.
Did she ever use a Capital One credit card?
She does. Yes.
Really?
As an assassin? No, I'm just kidding. No.
She needed to buy new I forgot twin size or whatever.
Yeah, I threw my size at some ninjas and I lost them. So
yeah,
I used my Capital One credit card.
Oh, that'd be so funny.
That would be sick. It wouldn't surprise me.
That's what like
if that happened.
That's
in the
what
movie,
locks in her like commercial career after it.
If that happened in the movie, I wouldn't be surprised because it feels like that sometimes.
Yeah,
but yeah. So that was all I watched.
I watched a movie called Totally Killer.
Okay,
which is like
that's the Dave Bautista one.
No, that's the Killer Game or something.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Totally Killer is like a 2023 Amazon original, and it is like a part of the Blumhouse like slasher movies, like
cool
horror comedies.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So that's the latest one.
I remember that.
And it's a movie where it's in this like Midwest town or whatever, and there was like a serial killings like within a week. There's 3 murders like 35 years ago or whatever, and it's kind of celebrated in that town. Like they sell the masks and stuff of it, and there's like a local podcaster who like talks about the killings and stuff like that. Yeah. And the main character, her mom was friends with the people that were murdered, and so she's like very paranoid. It's like the mom from Modern Family,
like the actor.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
And so
good mom.
Yeah. And so she's paranoid, and she's taking like self-defense classes and trained like her daughter to take these self-defense classes. What happens is that it's called like the Sweet 16 killer, because the killer will like stab its victims like 16 times.
Oh,
right. And I think the girls were like 16 when they were murdered. But the killer's back. The Sweet 16 killer's back, Nathan.
Okay.
And he goes after the mom, and it's a really funny like scene because the mom like puts up a fight and like kind of whoops his ass a little bit, but he
like
gets
the martial arts class pays off.
Right. But he gets the upper hand because he's like stronger and like kills her. After she's killed, that's like the Totally Killer, like the title sequence pops up.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, sweet.
So it's all in the beginning.
Right. So the daughter's like mourning the loss of like her mom, but her friend just happened to be building like a time machine because like her mom had like designs for one but like never made it, but then so her friend just built this time machine.
Oh, that's good. That's nice.
Right. And so the Sweet 16 killer goes after the main character and like stabs the machine on accident, which was like the missing piece of this time machine to work. Like it needed like an extra metal conductor.
A little bit of knife.
A little bit of knife.
That's good. Okay.
And it goes back to the day before the first murder. And so
that's awesome.
It's so fucking good.
Dude.
I loved this movie. It was because I saw the trailer back when it came out, but I totally forgot everything it was about. So it was like Totally Killer because that's like the people said totally in the 80s or whatever.
Yeah.
And so this daughter's trying to prevent these murders so that hopefully they can stop the killer and it doesn't kill her mom in the future.
Okay, but she has to not interact with herself, I assume, or is that an element in this?
Well, she's not born yet because it was like 35 years ago.
Oh.
So she has to...
Wait, how was her mom murdered if she wasn't born yet?
Her mom's murdered in the present.
So they go back in time to win?
35 years ago when the original...
Oh, when the original murders happened. Okay,
yeah.
I gotcha.
Because, and with like the podcast and stuff, she knows like details about it and like where it is and stuff like that.
It's such a good idea.
It's a great idea.
It sounds like a great comic too.
Yeah, it'd be a great comic. There's like an element to where like the time machine like connects to her phone via Wi-Fi.
That's good.
And has like her GPS location. That's how she's, I don't know. That's like a factor to it.
And GPS wasn't like really a thing yet.
She built the time machine in the present.
Oh, I see. But was the GPS working 35 years ago?
That's the issue.
Okay. That's what I have the issue with.
Right. And so
unrealistic.
So she goes to her friend's mom to be like, hey, I need you to help me build a time machine because mine's broken because it was stabbed.
Yeah.
And so her mom's like, oh yeah. Because I knew this would happen because I have time machine designs and I knew someone from the future would come back. And I'm like, that's cool. That's smart.
I like that. Yeah.
And so the element of it, there's like a time element because she's got like her cell phone battery that's just like limited. And they're able to figure it out with like news broadcasting, like in like a news truck and stuff like that. They're able to connect it with that, you know? But yeah, I think everyone should watch it because I think it's great.
That sounds fun.
The ending is like impossible to predict.
Great. I could do it.
You know, because it is like a whodunit thing, you know, to try and figure out who did it, who was like the serial killer and whatnot.
I bet I could clutch it.
Maybe. There's an element that I liked because when she's in the past and she's trying to like stop these murders and stuff, she's changing things in the future, right? But we cut from like the future and the present and it goes to like her friend who's trying to build another time machine to go back because she's popping up in old pictures and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And things are changing in the present, but it's just kind of, they just contribute all the changes to like the Mandela effect.
That's funny. Actually.
Yeah. They're like, oh, I thought this girl died in like the garage, but she's killed in like a bedroom in this. I'm like, oh, it must be a Mandela effect or whatever. And so I'm like, that's funny.
That is good.
But yeah, it's like pretty funny, I guess. But just like kind of conceptually, it's just fun.
Yeah, the situation sounds entertaining.
Yeah, it's a little camp because you're like recreating like the 80s and whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, good movie.
That sounds fun.
It's on Amazon. It's not scary, so you could watch it.
That sounds fun. Played a new game this week. Called Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2.
Star Wars Outlaws.
Not Star Wars Outlaws yet.
Wow.
I got this because my friends are really into it, and
Warhammer is a video game?
Warhammer has lots of video games. They actually put out a lot of shit that's not the board game or whatever.
Yeah, I thought it was just the role-playing board game.
No, there's like Magic the Gathering Warhammer cards, and there's tons of games. Because I've played Warhammer Vermintide like last year, and that's like a pretty popular game, or it was at the time, and I'm like, okay, they did a good one.
Is it like a strategy game?
No. This one, the Space Marine game, it feels like Gears of War.
Wow, cool.
It's like a third person over the shoulder type shooter. You're in this like giant ass armor and you're fighting the Tyranids, which is like, I don't know, just aliens and stuff as a part of this big war. And you're a ragtag team of like 3 Space Marines. And there's like a lot of crazy lore that's like pretty metal. It's like a more metal Gears of War, if you can believe it. And
can't.
Like the action plays like very similarly. There's not like a cover system or anything, but like you're just these big bulking guys that like kind of dodge around. Like it's really fun because the action's very dynamic. Like you can go from like meleeing people to like shooting pretty quickly. And there's elements where like there's big guys that you could be fighting, and if you get them staggered a little bit, it'll do like these really dynamic shots where like you're like pointing a gun into like their face and like shooting them, and there's like cool animations and shit that play. There's also parrying, so if Tyranids or like little alien dudes are gonna jump at you, you like grab them by the tail and just like slam them down, or use your like saw blade, like this chainsaw like blade thing that you have to like cut them in half.
It's on your gun?
It's just like your melee weapon.
Okay.
And it's just hectic, and that's what I like about it. It's like kind of if Gears of War had like a World War Z type vibe.
Okay.
And it's very fun. Like, just like you could, sometimes I play a game and I'm like, they really put a lot of focus into like just how it feels to play the game, and like making sure you feel cool when you do it. And I love that shit, dude. That's what like Helldivers felt like when that was coming out.
Yeah.
And so I'm really into it. It's like,
is that a Parker suggestion?
It was. I mean, they're pretty, they like Warhammer stuff. I didn't really like Vermintide too much because that was like a Left 4 Dead type thing, and I just like wasn't a big fan of it because you're just doing kind of the same missions over and over again. But this is like a pretty set campaign. Yeah. And I haven't had like a good co-op campaign to play in a while, so I am enjoying it. There's like an online play aspect to it where you can like customize your armor and stuff, and the armor always looks so cool. So
nice,
pretty metal. And just like learning the Warhammer lore, like the actual like Space Marines themselves are like hundreds of years old because they keep people alive with like the technology that they have.
Okay.
And they serve like this AI called the Machine Spirit, like that's what they call it, and I think that's pretty metal. So I don't know, just the environment's pretty fun.
So is like the Warhammer lore normally like people fighting like aliens or something?
I think so.
Okay.
Like aliens or like ogre type things sometimes, I think, but I think it gets pretty expensive. I don't know, I'm not like that into like Warhammer itself, but I really like this game.
Nice.
For how it feels. So
sweet.
Pretty cool.
So what are you gonna read next week, Nathan? What are we gonna read next week?
Is that the start of Halloween month?
It sure is.
Horror month. Let's go.
Horror month, baby.
Fuck yes. My favorite month of the year.
Uninterrupted 4 weeks of horror comics.
Yeah, so many horror comics out there. We never get to read until October.
Yeah, we should push them off.
What are we starting out with?
I think it'd be cool to start with Deceased.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
We haven't done a DC book in a while, I don't think.
Yeah, or a zombie book.
So that sounds great.
Perfect.
We actually did a DC book a couple weeks ago, The Penguin. I forgot about that.
Ooh, right. Not that long.
But Deceased, that sounds great.
Have you read that?
I read the first issue. It's really good.
Perfect. Sounds good. This is pretty beloved. They have the compact version of it, you know?
They do.
A lot of spin-offs and stuff.
A lot of the art is featured at Six Flags during Halloween time.
Ooh.
I noticed just some of the covers. I'm sure whoever was like decorating Six Flags at the time doesn't know about Deceased, but
they're just giving shit that was printed out.
They're like, whoa, it's scary Batman. Let's put that up.
Yeah.
So,
cool. Sounds good.
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for watching. Check out the Linktree. Like, comment, subscribe, stuff like that. Email in tradewaiterspod@gmail.com. Tell us what horror book you would like us to read.
Yes.
We have like a week that I don't have a plan for.
Tell us if you're excited for the Venom movie.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Venom to read?
Yeah, your favorite Venom. What's the best run?
Yes. So yeah, reach out to us and talk at you later.
All right, goodbye.
Bye.